Sure, abuti honestly.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. Chair, let me start with the first one, which is the appointment, if I understood correctly, of Charles Sevier, that they say is a co-founder of the Patriotic Alliance, which is absolutely 100% correct. He's a co-founder of the Patriotic Alliance, and he is my special advisor, which is a political appointment. A man that has 4 degrees, runs several businesses, who I appoint as my special advisor. I cannot be told by an ANC member, like Mr. Honorable Gabo, who my special advisor should be. That will not happen. Number 2, the question regarding the chairperson, Professor Seth Cooper. Professor Seth Cooper has been part of the previous board. I personally headhunted Professor Cooper. I must also add he was very reluctant for reasons that I thought personal. He said to me, I don't know, should I be doing this? I want to spend time with my kids. I went to him twice to convince him to say, Professor Cooper, please come and lead this board. I did it for 2 reasons. For continuity, 1, and also the fact that Professor Cooper is a very, very intelligent human being that understands. If a board is not performing well, you can't blame everybody on that board. Professor Cooper was part of the previous board, just as some people were part of the previous government or the previous municipalities. You can't blame everyone. Life doesn't work like that. And according to my observation, and I must also add, I had no relations with Professor Cooper prior to this. I didn't have his number, I was not friends with him, I knew him as a leader of another political party. But because I recognized the skill nationally for this country, hence I headhunted him. So I hope that explains Professor Cooper's involvement in this. Then I want to come to Lebohang Mogwera. Honorable Chairperson, Lebohang Mogwera is a person that I've never met prior to me ascending to this position of minister. My first job when I became a minister was to look at talent in the department. I didn't want to act like certain ministers that will come in and change everyone. Hence, I've not done that. I've not changed nobody in the department. And I realized that who's a talent, and he is what we call in corporate terms a turnaround strategist. That's what Lebohang Mogwera is. He's a turnaround strategist, and I must tell you, as a person that has been in the corporate world for more than 2 decades, I am still to see somebody with the skill to turn around the entity like Mr. Lebohang Mogwera. Hence, I always send him to go and turn around entities where I feel there's complex issues which he understood and understand, to go and turn that around. So, also to answer the question of Honorable Gabo regarding the combi courts and the food you were talking about. Honorable Chair, when I went to Robben Island, when I became a minister, I wanted to cry. There was no connectivity, you couldn't use your cell phone. 3 trips of mine had to be postponed because of the ferry. The coffee was very bad. We were hungry, there was no food to eat. After seeing Mandela Cell, there was not much to look at. What did I do? I brought the team together and I said, we have to change the look, the feel, and make sure we enhance the visitor experience. How did we enhance the visitor experience? I said, number 1, children of today are calling Nelson Mandela a sellout. And that's a general belief amongst a lot of young people. And we are to blame for that, because we have not taught them our real struggle, our real story. We then said we are going to make it for free for children to come to Robben Island. We're going to arrange tours throughout South Africa for schools to come to Robben Island so that they can see this freedom was not free. The combi courts that you see there that Honorable Gabo is asking about, when children come there must be activities that occupies them while they spend time at Robben Island. The second issue of food, I agree with Honorable Gabo. It can't be when you are hungry, there's nothing to eat. Hence, you see the restaurants and a coffee shop on top of the restaurants, two separate entities. The restaurant and the coffee shop will now hence come to Robben Island. The issue of a foreigner at Robben Island, I was not aware. And I think Honorable Mckenzie is correct. We cannot have a foreigner working at Robben Island unless the foreigner has, as the law requires, a special skill. A scarce skill, not special skill, a scarce skill as per the law. My job here will be after this call, after this portfolio committee and after my press conference, I would want a report from the acting CEO to say, what, can you tell me, does this, I don't want to hear many things, I just want to hear if the person has a scarce skill, because that's what the law says. Then Honorable Mckenzie further mentioned the point of contractors hiring hiring foreigners. I agree with her. It cannot be. I always try to stay out of this tender things. I don't know the contractor that has been appointed. I will now ask what type of contractor were appointed, including the workers. And those are the things that we and I want to thank Honorable Mckenzie. Those are the things we have to guard on. And then lastly, for me, in the issue that has been raised about Honorable Gabo has also raised regarding a conflict of interest. Honorable Chair, I'm a leader of a political party. Number one, I don't bring politics into my portfolio. 600,000 people voted for the Patriotic Alliance in the last election. We got 600,000 votes. And for me, I would have been a genius. I would be considered a genius if I knew every member of the Patriotic Alliance. But on this list, I want to be clear. I do know, there is Professor Seth Cooper, which we all know is a Pan-Africanist. He's not a member of the Patriotic Alliance. Mr. Zolani Mkiva, I suspect is a member of the African National Congress. Dr. Nolita Vukiza, I do not know her, other than the work I've seen her doing, the good work I've seen her do. Mrs. Rami, which I want to return to, she's not a member of the Patriotic Alliance. I do not know what if Ms. Camilla Arlene de Koker is a member of the Patriotic Alliance. I do know that Ms. Wilma Botha is a member of the Patriotic Alliance, and I do know that Zain is a member. Those are the two people I can confirm here are members of the Patriotic Alliance. And while I'm on that point, here's the main thing I want to say. The PA members, there's no law that says if you're a member of the Patriotic Alliance that you cannot sit on the board in the ministry of the Patriotic Alliance. There's no act, there's no law, there's only feelings of rival politicians regarding that. It's a very, I will personally go to every board in South Africa from the Western Cape, right through to national. And if you're saying to me that ANC ministers don't have ANC members on that board, you are not only a liar, which I can expose with one investigation. I don't think the ANC ministers go around and tell people, you're ANC, you can't sit on this board. When people have applied, they have a right to be on a board. The Patriotic Alliance members should not be, because nowhere on the form when you apply for a board do they ask you if you are a member of a certain party. So I'm glad that they're members of the Patriotic Alliance, and I do not want to discourage members of the Patriotic Alliance to not apply for work portfolios. It was spoken about colours also. I think it was Honourable Mckenzie that brought up the colour issue. Coloured people have always been denied. Coloured people have always been, they were not white enough, and then they don't become black enough. So it gives me great joy that coloured people are now taking their rightful place in the political spectrum in South Africa. And I'm part of that, and I'm proud of that, and I will never shy away from that. Coloured people with qualifications has always been told they are lesser. Now, to show you that we will not do what has been done to us as a coloured male. On this board, there's white people, there's Indian people, and the chair of this board is an Indian person that's not even part of my, I see Honorable Mutahung is laughing from MK when I speak about the plight of coloured people. You can laugh all you like. You can laugh all you like, but the rise of coloured people is unstoppable. And if you want to play politics, because I never brought politics here, I'll answer politically. Lastly, Honorable Chair, I want to make this very clear. Honorable Mckenzie said I was emotional. I was never emotional. He was the one that, he spoke, I let him finish. When I was speaking, he burst in and he spoke. So I was never emotional, Honorable Chair. And I must answer the questions whether I like it. I don't like most of the questions being asked here, but I have to by law answer the questions and not be arrogant about it. But I wasn't emotional, so if he thinks that I feel I must not be answered questions. So the point I want to make with what he has said, here's the uncomfortable truth, President, Honorable Chair. The uncomfortable truth is, he can't co-run this department with me. I am the minister. He said they must appoint another minister if I can't answer questions. If he wants to be a minister, he should get votes, more people to vote for him. And I'm not going to sit here and he insults me and say, yeah, he must get another minister. Then he expects me not to say nothing. That can never happen. Not today, not yesterday, not tomorrow. I'm saying, if he wants to be a minister, he can. I have the executive authority of this department. Everything that I've done is within line. I expect him to tell me, on this act, you are out of line. On that act, you are out of line. We are trying here, the staff are trying, but Ramishweni is the one thing I've not answered. It's more than just the artist. We should not pigeonhole people in saying she's only an artist. What is she doing here? She should be better served there. We live in a world where people have more than one skill. I'm an author, a best-selling author. I was a successful entrepreneur. I'm now a successful politician. So you can't pigeonhole a person into one. Somebody in the publishing world will say Gayton Mckenzie is one of the few people that sold more than 1 million books in his lifetime. Another one will say he's a good politician. So I think Ramishweni has got so much talent. I speak to her, I hear what she tells me, and I'm so proud that she was willing to serve on this board, Honorable Chair. So that has nothing to do with, and also with Wilma Botha. The question was asked, is she related to Eugene Botha, the chair of the NEC? Yes, she is. She is the mother of Eugene Botha, and I can assure this August committee that when she brought a CV, she never mentioned Eugene once on that CV. She came with her own CV as a woman in her own right, with her own qualifications, and we looked at her through those qualifications. I thank you, Honorable Chair. The issue that was also raised by yourself and other members is the minister is always in a hurry. The minister, Chair, maybe it's a good time for me to answer this. I must answer this, Chair. I was today supposed to speak at SACO. I was the keynote speaker. I agreed, prior to me knowing there's going to be a portfolio committee, I agreed months ago that I will be the keynote speaker today with an international audience. But I value the work of this committee and my responsibility so much that I had to send a letter of apology, because for me it was important to be here. And for me, I had to send the DG to say, please go and read my speech there, because I have to be at this committee. So it's not arrogance or whatever. I'm on the select committee today. Honorable Feni was asking me to not go off because he's got questions to ask. I then said, I promised the chair on the other portfolio committee, it is still on. From here I'm going to the Honorable Feni, my staff is already showing me. So I'm just saying it must never be seen as me being arrogant. I want to work with the committee, but I can send you my diary to say it's not an unwillingness on my part. Thank you so much, Chair.